Hello aspirants, welcome to UPSC World Current Affairs. Today's current affairs topics are Bloatware Apps, International Intellectual Property Index released by United States Chamber of Commerce, Corbivax, diac, nash, Euplectic Jaladhara, Sustainable Cities India Program, Visarious Liability, National Strategy on Additive Manufacturing, Floating Solar Power Plant, which was recently, commissioned in Bihar, Ombudsperson App for MG Narega. Bloatware Apps. Recently, bloatware apps are being criticized for taking up storage of device unnecessarily, affecting systems, battery life, and overall performance. So what are bloatware apps? Bloatware apps are also known as potentially unwanted programs. These are needless programs that gradually reduces device performance. These bloatware apps may be any software on your computer, phone, or tablet which consumes a lot of resources like memory, storage, and battery life. These bloatware apps will be introduced by device manufacturers to provide users with additional programs while making money on the way. These bloatware apps run in the background or are hidden, due to which they are difficult to locate and delete these kind of apps. So we'll discuss what are the different types of bloatwares. Bloatwares may be utilities, trialware softwares, adwares. Coming to utilities, these are preloaded. These are usually preloaded on your devices from manufacturers or third-party developers. These gives additional functionalities. See, for example, take some app which was pre-built while buying your mobile phone, like Compass app. You may be not using that app, but it's still lying there, but it's taking a lot of resources like battery life, like that. So next one is trialware apps. These apps offer free trial modes on new devices. These generally third-party developers combined with mobile phone manufacturers. They'll pre-built, they install their app on your phone and give you free trial for few days as you are buying that new phone. Like for example, Netflix is pre-built on some phones. You cannot delete Netflix, but it will be still lying on your phone like that. It will take a lot of device resources even after the trial period is over. And next one is adwares. These are usually some kind of ads or malwares like that. These will get downloaded while you are downloading that software from the internet or something other software. You will usually encounter this, and these adware can be easily detected, and it can be easily removed also. These two kind of things are difficult to remove. Visarious Liability. Recently, Kerala High Court said admins of WhatsApp groups are not liable for objectionable posts made by its group members. So what is Visarious Liabilities? Visarious Liability is a situation in which one party is held responsible for unlawful actions of third party. The third party may also carry their own share of liability. See, if you are an admin of a WhatsApp group, if someone in the group shares some objectionable posts like that, some religious content like that, if someone from your group only or some other persons file a complaint, then now you are not liable for that. Previously, according to Visarious Liability, the group admins, the third party may also hold some responsibility. This arises in some situations like where one party is supposed to be responsible. This one party may be, for in this instance, we can say this party is a group admin. He should have control over the members of that group, but these group admins are negligent in carrying out responsibility and exercising that control. In these situations, they may also get punishment. But Kerala High Court said no, it is not. WhatsApp groups are not liable for admins of WhatsApp group are not liable for this. So, for example, some examples of Visarious liability in the civil context. An employer can be held liable for unlawful actions of an employee. In the criminal context, this criminal context assigns guilt to a person for wrongful acts committed by someone else. Corbevax. Corbevax has received approval for emergency use authorization from Drug Controller General of India. This is the Drug Regulation Authority in India. This is for 12 to 18 years old. That means Corbevax has received approval for emergency use authorization for which will be administered for the age groups of 12 to 18 years. So what is Corbevax? We'll discuss few interesting facts and we'll discuss basics about Corbevax. Corbevax is a 2-dose vaccination for COVID-19. It is administered intramuscularly. So it is manufactured by Biological E Limited. It is located in Hyderabad. It was established in the year 1953. It is too old. It is the first private sector biological products company in India. With regard to biological products, this is the first private sector company in India, and it is also the first pharmaceuticals company in southern India. So, interesting facts about Corbevax. Corbevax is India's first indigenously developed receptor binding domain protein subunit vaccine for COVID-19. So I'll explain what is receptor binding domain protein and we'll discuss what is subunit vaccine. Yeah. Receptor binding domain means it is a key part of virus. It is located on a spike of a virus that allows it to enter a body receptor to gain entry into cells and lead to an infection. I'll just draw some figure of this so you will understand that this is a virus. Spikes will be like this. Receptor binding domain will be is a protein located here. So this allows it to dock to a body. This is a human. So this will dock to a body receptor to gain entry into cells of a body and thereby causing this infection. So Corbevax is specifically for this kind of receptor binding protein, this receptor binding domain protein to specifically target this and remove this. So what is subunit? Subunit is rather than administering for entire pathogen, it will be only used for this kind of a specific component like specific receptor binding domain. So subunit vaccine means which will only include a specific component like receptor binding domain protein rather than full pathogen for COVID-19. Another interesting fact is that it can be stored at 2 degrees to 8 degrees centigrades. This is the third vaccine approved by DCGI for children's use. This is the third vaccine after Covaxin and Zydus Cadilias Zycov-D. Let's discuss some quiz questions that may be asked from this topic. We know the Corbevax is for 12 to 18 years. It's for children's use only. They may get the question may arise like it will be administered to it will be administered to adults or children, like with reference to Corbevax. They'll give some two statements, and in that one will be 12 to 18 years age group, and it will be intramuscularly. This is very important. They may also ask whether it is intramuscularly or not, and who manufactured this. Biological E Limited company in Hyderabad, and it is, and they'll also ask like it is India's first indigenously developed receptor binding domain protein subunit for COVID-19 vaccine, and this also it can be stored in 2 degrees centigrade to 8 degrees centigrade. This is and they'll also ask like this is the third vaccine approved by DCGI for children's use after Covaxin or Zydus Cadila. That will be Euphlyctis jaladara. Recently, Geological Survey of India Pune has discovered a new frog species which are growing in freshwater region, especially freshwater regions in Western Ghats, in all the states adjacent to Western Ghats or in the Western Ghats. So let's see basics about Euphlyctis jaladara. Euphlyctis jaladara is a scientific name for the common name Jaladara skittering frog. It is a species of skittering frog, and it is Jaladara skittering frog. This is the first discovered. It is first discovered in freshwater bodies near Thattekad Bird Sanctuary in Ernakulam in Kerala. Thattekad Bird Sanctuary is located in Ernakulam district of Kerala. It is the second skittering frog species discovered in this area after Kerala pond frog, Phrynoderma Kerala. Questions MCQ may be asked like in which area Euphlyctis jaladara is found recently, means it is found in Jaladara or Kerala, Ernakulam, Thattekad Bird Sanctuary. It is available in all states spanning Western Ghats. Now, floating solar power plant. Recently, Bihar's first floating power plant is in Darbhanga to be commissioned soon. It is a 2 megawatt solar power plant. It is solar power plant. It is also first floating power plant in Bihar. So let's see basics about floating solar power plant. Floating solar power plant is a photovoltaic panels are deployed on surface of water bodies. Photovoltaic means PV. It is short for PVs. These are also called solar cells. Why it is PV means P means photons, V means voltage. This main function of photovoltaic cells is to convert sunlight directly into electricity and store this electricity. This is one of the renewable energy. Interesting facts about floating solar power plant. Badla Solar Park is the largest solar park in the world. It is largest solar power park. This is not a floating solar power plant. This is just normal solar power park. It is located in Rajasthan. It is in dry and sand region. It is not located in water. So it is not a floating power park. It is the largest solar power park in the world. It spans around 14,000 acres of land. Another interesting facts about solar power plants is India's largest floating. Again, this is floating. This is not floating. So India's largest floating solar photovoltaic plant was in Andhra Pradesh. It was recently established, and floating solar power plant is viable alternative to land-based solar arrays. Like it will take a lot of land space, and there will be so many issues like that. These can be solved by floating solar power plants. So we'll discuss what are the benefits of floating solar power plant. one and the most important one is it is no need for land space. There is no need for land space, and it increases power generation. How placing a solar power plant on water body increases power generation is it will cool down the solar panels. It will cool down the solar panels so that efficiency will be there will be efficiency when temperature rises. Another important benefit of floating solar power plant is shade from the solar power panels will be reduce the presence of algae that blooms on a water. It will also reduce evaporation of water, like it will reduce the water loss. And there are some limitations for everything in that floating solar power plant is also there. What are the limitations of solar power plants? It is expensive to install. There are risk of degradation and corrosion. It is due to moisture, as it is placed on the surface of water. There will be a risk of degradation and corrosion, especially during due to coastal environment. Another important limitation is racking system, the place where they arrange like storage, like that. It should have a long lifespan and a load capacity. There will be so many MCQ questions from this topic, like what is the largest solar power park in the world? It is located in which area, like Badla in Rajasthan, and it is India's largest floating solar power plant is in Andhra Pradesh. This is important. Yeah, that's it. National strategy on additive manufacturing. Recently, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology released a national strategy on additive manufacturing to cater. Why it has been released means to cater the next generation of digital manufacturing and to mitigate the immediate problems being faced by local industries. So what are additive manufacturing, and we'll discuss what is the strategy on additive manufacturing. First, what is additive manufacturing? Maybe you don't get if I say additive manufacturing, but it is also known as 3D printing. So many people may get to know what is 3D printing. You might have heard a lot of times. 3D printing is basically used to create physical object from a digital design. You can see this is a machine. This is a 3D printer. This is a physical object. This will be connected to a software or computer, something else like that. A digital design will be sent to this machine through a software, and this printer will print a physical object through that software. So how it works? Usually by laying down thin layers of materials in the form of liquid or powdered plastic. Usually some ingredients will be added to this machine, like powdered plastic, metal, cement, like so many things will be added in this area. Then this machine by layer they'll fuse these layers together. Fusing means joining, or they blend to form a single thing. The model to be printed is created by the computer using a software which then sends instructions to the printer, which then sends instructions to the 3D printer. Just now I said a model which will be pre-designed will be created in the computer using a software which then sends instructions. That software will send instructions to this 3D printer, and this will then create this kind of physical object. So what is the national strategy on additive manufacturing? So So main strategy on additive manufacturing is it is to implement additive manufacturing in all sectors, including defense and public sector like energy sector, electricity sector, transport sector, everything. We should implement 3D printing technology in every sector. That's the one of the strategy on additive manufacturing. Why? Because the 3D printing technology is rapidly growing technology. We can create from small, we can create literally anything from 3D printing. Like you can print a toy from 3D printing. You can even construct a full house from 3D printers. There are This technology is rapidly growing in Europe and USA. They are building houses with 3D printers, like very big 3D printers. They are constructing houses within 1 day or within 2 days. It will take some. If it is very small, they'll construct in 1 week. Or if it is some big house, they'll construct it in 7 days, like like 70 days, like that. So another strategy on additive manufacturing is we have to establish an apex body that contains expert from subject matter and leaders from local and global industries. These people will be an experts in this technology, this 3D printing technology. Another Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology aim is to increase India's share in global additive manufacturing to 5%. Another target is to add nearly 1 billion to the GDP by 2025. Ombudsman App for MG Narega. Recently, Union Minister for Rural Development and Panchayat Raj has launched the app, the Ombudsperson app for MG Narega, to ensure transparency and accountability, to ensure clarity and responsibility, like that. Basic information about this app is it is developed for smooth reporting and categorization of grievances based on complaints received from various sources. Categorization of grievances is a complaint that has been given from a person who has been treated unfairly, who they thought it is an injustice, so they can give their grievance letter to ombudsperson. These grievances can be categorized based on complaints received from various sources. This will be not from just from the app. It will be from physical source, digital source like this app, and mass media. Mass media includes so many things like newspaper, radios, TVs, internets, and magazines, like that. Even grievances from this mass media can be categorized and resolved through ombudsperson. At present, currently, reporting of complaints or passing of rewards or awards, giving money, and disposal of complaints is in physical form. We have to physically visit the ombudsperson and submit our grievances. Then ombudsperson will solve it. So through this app, we can easily track the timely redressal of complaints. Ombudsperson can track timely redressals of complaints. Ombudsperson can upload annual reports, annual and quarterly reports on the app, on the website, etc. So as this is ombudsperson app is mainly for MG Narega, we have to discuss what is MG Narega. Actually, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Generation Scheme. It is employment generation scheme. So it is one of the largest work guarantee programs in the world. It is a work guarantee programs which aims to address causes of chronic poverty. It aims to address chronic poverty. It is a long-term continuing poverty. One of the main targets is it should include 1/3 of beneficiaries must be women. So main objective of MG Narega is to guarantee 100 days of employment, 100 days of employment in every financial year. In every 365 days, its main objective is to guarantee 100 days of employment to whom? To adult members of any rural household willing to do a physical willing to do physical public work related unskilled manual work, who are willing to do unskilled manual work. It is a demand driven scheme. It is legally backed guarantee for any rural adult. uh, how it is legally backed means, um, everyone should get work within 15 days of demanding it. If any person demanded that I want work, he should get work within 15 days. It may be unskilled manual work. It will be around in and around his locality. If they failed to give work within 15 days, employment allowances will be given to that person. So many questions can be asked from MG Narega scheme. Main things we should remember is it is employment guarantee scheme. It is a work guarantee scheme, 100 days, especially for rural households. It is related to unskilled manual work, and it is legally backed 15 days to get work within 15 days, and if failed, employment allowances will be given. Diac nash. Recently, new species of large-sized pterosaurs from Jurassic period was unearthed in Scotland. So, what are Nash? These are flying reptiles belonging to a group of early pterosaurs called Ramphinicidae. These lived nearly 170 million years ago. These are the biggest pterosaurs known from the Jurassic period. Till date, these are the biggest pterosaurs. We will discuss about pterosaurs just in a moment. Now it is a biggest. How much big it is means, its wingspan will be up to 12.5 feet. This much will be roughly the size of largest flying bird today. Largest flying bird is a wandering albatross. Its bone and skull are the longest of any other Jurassic specimen ever found. It is one of the best preserved skeleton of pterosaurs ever found. This kind of preservations is very rare. So what are the basics about pterosaurs? Pterosaurs are flying reptiles. Reptiles means these are cold-blooded, like they're like snake, lizard, turtle, like that. Cold-blooded means body temperature varies with environment. Cold-blooded, there will be scales on its skin. That's why these are some of the characteristics of reptiles. It is earliest means first, you can say earliest vertebrates known. In vertebrates, these are earliest vertebrates to have evolved powered flight. We'll discuss what is powered flight just in a moment. This is also the first animals after insect to have evolved power flight. So what is power flight? Power flight means flying, not just with leaping or gliding, but flapping their wings to generate lift and travel through air. Leaping means just jumping. Gliding means moving easily without stopping, without effort or noise. So, but flapping their wings to generate is powered flight. Pterosaurs lived during Mesozoic. Mesozoic period is roughly between 252 to 6 million years ago. Mesozoic meaning, its meaning is middle life. Mesozoic period includes Triassic, Jurassic and Cretaceous periods. US Chamber of Commerce International Intellectual Property Index. The 10th edition of annual International IP Index by US Chamber of Commerce has been recently released. The key highlights of the index is India's total intellectual property score has risen from how much? From 38.4% to 38.6%. The rank has also raised to 43. Its rank is 43 among 55 countries. Top 5 countries of the index are United States, United Kingdom, Germany, Sweden, and France. So let's go back to basics. What is intellectual property? Intellectual property is the creative product of the mind. Its exclusive right to use by the developer may be legally protected. Some of the important examples of intellectual property will be any invention, um, music of a song which will be created exclusively by third person. US Chamber of Commerce, it is the world's largest business federation. It represents over 3 million companies of all sectors, sizes and regions. It was established in the year 1912 in Washington. Its headquarters is in Washington DC. Some MCQ question may be asked with reference to US Chamber of International Intellectual Property Index. Choose some correct answers. They'll give some India's in 2022 index. India's score has risen from 38.5%, 38.4% to 38.6%, and its rank is 43, like that. And they'll also ask like who releases international intellectual property index. The answer will be US Chamber of Commerce. Sustainable Cities India program. Recently, World Economic Forum and National Institute of Urban Affairs NIUA has signed a memorandum of understanding to collaborate on jointly designed Sustainable Cities India program. What is a memorandum of understanding is? It is an agreement between two parties. World Economic Forum, in this example it is World Economic Forum and NIUA. It is an agreement between two or more parties outlined in a formal document. These MOUs may be not legally binding, but they shows there's some sign of willingness to move forward. So what is Sustainable Cities India program? Cities India's program is to enable cities to decarbonize. Decarbonize means reduce carbon, mainly emissions of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. To enable cities to decarbonize systematically and sustainably. Systematically means according to a fixed plan or system, and sustainably means maintained at a certain level or rate that will reduce emissions. Emission is a discharge of gas or radiations to the atmosphere, which will reduce, decarbonize systematically and sustainably reduce emissions, and to deliver a resilient and equitable urban ecosystem, to deliver a strong and fair and impartial urban ecosystem. In this SCTP, World Economic Forum and NIUA will adapt cities sprint process and toolbox of solutions. What is cities sprint process is? It is a series of multi-sectoral which involves multiple sectors like energy, electricity, transportations, like that. City sprint process is a series of multi-sectoral, multi-stakeholders like government, business, civil society leaders. Through clean electrification and circularity. Clean electrification means to charging with electricity. For decarbonization, a sprint process will involve 5 to 7 Indian cities in 2 years. This will be first implemented in 5 to 7 Indian cities in 2 years. It will adapt also toolbox of solutions. Toolbox of solution. By toolbox itself, we can understand that it's a digital platform comprising of more than 200 examples of clean electrification, efficiency, smart infrastructure, best practices, and case studies that will be used to solve. These will be from around some different hundreds of countries. These will be case studies from different countries that will be used to solve problems. So what is World Economic Forum? World Economic Forum is an international non-governmental organization. Its headquarters is located in Geneva, Switzerland, and it was established in the year 1975. So what is the main objective of World Economic Forum is it will bring world's most powerful decision makers together on a regular basis to discuss on pressing problems. For example, like sustainable cities, like emission problems, carbon footprints, like that. So what is net zero carbon cities? Net zero carbon means it is a net neutrality. When we reach net neutrality, when a city reaches net zero carbon, is the amount of greenhouse gases added is not more than amount taken away. If we are adding the greenhouse as gases more than what we are taking, what we are taking away from the atmosphere, then it will not be called as net zero carbon cities. Net zero carbon cities is when amount of greenhouse gases we take from the atmosphere, we give to the atmosphere, is less than what we produce. Then net zero carbon will be reached. Net zero carbon cities was an initiative of World Economic Forum. So to create what to create an enabling environment for clean electrification and circularity. This will resulting in urban decarbonization and resilience. Through fostering public-private collaboration to bridge gap across different sectors. National Institute of Urban Affairs. National Institute of Urban Affairs is India's largest national think tank. Think tank is a body of experts giving advice or ideas on a specific problems. It is India's leading national think tank on urban planning and development. It was established in the year 1975. Today's question of the day. Please write the answers below in the comment section. Today's question of the day is National Institute of Urban Affairs signed memorandum of agreement with which institute to collaborate on Sustainable Cities India program. If it is a Niti Aayog, World Bank, World Economic Forum, or UNDP, please write the answers. If it is correct or wrong, whatever it may be, whatever you thought, write your answers in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, guys. Follow us on social media. I have given full links below. I'll post beautifully designed posts on Instagram and Facebook. I have given links in the description below. Please help us by clicking that link and following us on Instagram and Facebook. And also I'll post daily updates on Telegram. I'll give current affairs a summary, like what is the important headline and why it is in news, and I'll give like that. And I'll also give the link to this video daily in the Telegram. So join our channel on Telegram also. And finally, subscribe to this YouTube channel to receive daily notifications instantly to your phone. Click the bell icon and click to all notifications. Thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, please click the like button so that it will reach to more people. And please comment the question just before given just before now. And I have given all these templates in a PDF format. This PDF will be available for free. Click the link in the description, link in the description below. Follow us on different social media. Thank you for watching, guys. Please help us to reach more people. Please share this video to your friends and fellow aspirants. Thank you.